What's up, guys? In today's video we're gonna talk about my favorite thing, that is Hey Axel, what are you doing? You can't teach these people if you're too drunk to even speak. Just get out of here. Sheesh. Alright, now that he's gone, what's up everyone, it's Axel Damian. In today's video, I'm going to teach you all about managing alcohol and fitness, coming right up after this.
I should be on my own. You can't love with a heart is You can't love with a heart is cold.
Welcome back. So listen, what I preach on this channel, and you hear me say many times, is that we don't exclude stuff from our diet. We have an inclusive diet, and the reason for that is because we start excluding stuff from our diet, that's going to lower our adherence levels. It's going to make it harder to stick to any kind of diet we do. So because of that, what I'm going to teach you in this video is not how alcohol is so bad for you and how you should exclude it. I'm going to inform you on the potential negative effects that alcohol will cause on any type of goals you may have, which may be building muscle, getting stronger, and losing fat. So to do this, we're going to look at an article done by Menno Henselmans that he wrote on his website. I'm going to put the link in the description right up here as well. And we're going to go through some of the scientific data that's out there on alcohol and how it affects the body. So first off, we're going to look at the way alcohol impacts men. So let's go ahead and talk about testosterone. Now, as we know, testosterone directly affects muscle growth, right? It tells your muscles to go ahead and grow. So alcohol is directly toxic for the testosterone producing cells in the testicles, which of course is directly going to inhibit the production rate of testosterone. As well as chronic alcohol abuse may decrease the brain signal to the testicles to produce testosterone. And alcohol can increase the conversion of testosterone to estrogen in the liver. So as you can see right there, I've listed a few different ways as to how alcohol can impact testosterone levels in the body. So now let's go ahead and cover how alcohol will impact anabolic signaling. So as I said earlier in the video, testosterone directly tells your muscles to grow. Now, I'm going to discuss how alcohol also affects these anabolic pathways and signals which impact the rate of muscle growth. So since alcohol decreases testosterone levels, it then shouldn't be a surprise that alcohol decreases motor kinesis activity, a key enzyme that integrates signals from muscles. And because of that, it shouldn't come as a surprise to you as well that alcohol decreases muscle protein synthesis. Now, if you don't know what that is, check out my How Much Protein Should I Eat video. But essentially, muscle protein synthesis is the process of building new muscle proteins, okay? The process of building new muscle. So by drinking alcohol, that will be impacted as well. Now, alcohol consumption is slightly different for women, okay? Due to mainly the fact that women do not have testicles.
Duh.
So actually, multiple studies show drinking alcohol increases testosterone in women, and drinking more alcohol is associated with higher overall testosterone levels in women. And alcohol as well is actually also good for estrogen levels. Estrogen is actually nothing but beneficial for muscle growth, especially in women, and drinking can actually increase estrogen levels. Now, one interesting thing to note as well is that for women and alcohol consumption, it actually did not impair motor signaling, which in turn did not affect muscle growth for women. However, muscle protein synthesis is still hampered by alcohol in women, as shown in this one study in which female rats suffered a decrease in muscle protein synthesis after acute alcohol consumption, similar to male rats. However, chronic alcohol consumption only decreased muscle protein content and synthesis in male rats, not female rats. So as we can see here is that women actually have the upper hand when it comes to alcohol consumption. But now that we talked about the different ways that alcohol impacts the body, why don't we go ahead and cover more on alcohol itself. Now, alcohol is worth 7 calories per gram. Now, that's a bit higher compared to something like protein or carbs, in which each gram is only worth 4 calories. So that's something you gotta monitor whenever you go out and decide to drink. If you have some sort of caloric intake goal to meet, you can easily go over that goal by intaking alcohol, because not only is it a liquid, it's just higher calories per gram. Now, one other thing to note is that alcohol has no nutritional value that comes with it. The only thing it provides is energy for your body to use. So it's something you got to really be careful about if you have, again, some micronutrient goals to meet each day. And finally, alcohol cannot be stored in the body, which means it has to be burned off and digested before it can utilize the other nutrients in your body, such as protein, fats, and carbs. So that's something you want to think about as well, that could potentially hinder any kind of progress that you're making in the gym. Now, as a takeaway, here's what I recommend. Drinking alcohol every so often, maybe a couple times per week, having a few drinks, there's probably nothing to worry about, okay? Enjoy your life, continue doing that. You won't see any kind of negative effects on progress. Now, if you have a couple drinks each day, let's say 1 to 3 drinks, now the impacts on any kind of progress in the gym with your diet will be very small, but it'll add up over time. So you want to be wary of that. It's probably not the best idea to drink 1 to 3 drinks every single night. Now, if you want to get completely drunk, have more than 4 drinks a couple times a week, now that's going to be messing up your progress somewhat, okay? You probably don't want to get drunk to the point to where you can't even remember what you did the last night, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not having more than 4 to 6 drinks multiple times in a week. That's going to hinder any kind of progress. And if you're really serious about making a change in your life, making a change in your physique, getting stronger in the gym, that's probably something you do want to consider you don't do. So I'm going to go ahead and... What? Is that Eric Helms calling me now? Hey, what's up, Eric Helms? Oh, you heard I was doing an alcohol video? Really? You have something to say to the viewers? All right, I'm going to put you on speaker. Go ahead and let them know what your recommendations are as well.
First, complete abstinence from alcohol is typically not effective unless the person is truly an alcoholic, and that's what they need to do. And if that's the case, I'm not qualified to give advice, but I would certainly say that anyone listening to this who has trouble moderating their own alcohol, like if you're not the one fully in control, the drug is, then you need to get help. So just to put that out there to start. Now, with that said, if you are someone who is committed to a lifestyle of fitness and health, you decided it's a big part of your life, I would say that binge drinking and drinking to get so drunk that you're not sure if you're going to throw up or not or remember the night is not compatible with that. And I do recognize that at a certain stage in most people's lives, whether they went into the military or whether they went to uni or whether they went to trade school, is a part of the culture. And I think that's very common in the UK, Australia. It's common in most cultures. So if you've been a good lad and you're like, you don't really know how to get away from that, I think one thing to just hear and realize is that regardless of how common that might be among your friends and your peer group, it's not normal, it's not healthy. And it's something that it's all good. We're all going to have stories when we're in our teens and 20s where we did that. But if you still have stories in your mid-20s and late 20s and 30s, that's not a good thing. And at a certain point, people are going to be like, you're 35. You really shouldn't have stories of getting blackout drunk. Like, do we need to have an intervention? It stops being cool very quick. So, so anyway, my point is that it's not compatible at a certain stage. It doesn't mean you can't have a few with your friends, get a little tipsy, have a little fun, but there's some basic rules that I recommend people when they drink, especially in like kind of an off-season state, is one, that you should drink like you have a 5 a.m. leg workout the next day. You don't want to feel it. You don't want it to be interfering with the next day. You don't want to have to push your workout back to like 8 p.m. and then mess up your sleep schedule the next night just because you're recovering from a hangover. The second thing I would say is that when you're actually dieting, especially if you're trying to get lean and you're tracking things, you probably don't want to have alcohol on days you're specifically dieting, like a low-calorie day, not a refeed day or a diet break, because it just eats up into such a small budget. However, there's no reason you couldn't work it into refeed days, which I would recommend, or diet breaks that you have, say, every 1 to 2 months, where you take a full week at maintenance calories intentionally, but you still want some limit. And I think a decent limit is that no more than 15% of your calories should come from alcoholic beverages. This, unless you have a crazy metabolism, prevents you from over-consuming alcohol to the point where it, eats into protein or it eats into fruits and vegetables, or prevents you from hitting certain nutrient targets. So I think that combination of rules, only do it on days where you're not in a deficit, have it be no more than 15% of your total calories, and then subjectively drink like you're going to have a 5 a.m. leg workout, are typically the constructive rules that I recommend. And then, of course, lastly, just to reiterate that main point, if you can't moderate your alcohol and you find you continually break these rules, I would probably seek help, because you're not the one in control anymore, and that's not a place you want to be with an addictive substance.
Sweet, awesome. Thank you, Eric Helms. Thank you so much for being a part of this video. But guys, I hope I made it clear for you all. I hope you can use this information to help you be more successful in whatever it is your fitness goal is. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video. Hit that subscribe button, like the video, and as you know, I'll see you guys in the next one.
Time out of my day to focus on myself, but today everything is going down my way. I got my